Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Small Stages, Big Sounds, the Uberrock podcast. I'm joined again by the blues guitar legend, Mr. Walter Trout. Thanks again for joining us, Walter. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, thanks for having me back on your show, man. I appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. So, you've got a new album coming out on Friday, and I've listened to it and I've written a review for it, which, it's typically Trout, if you excuse the French. It's exactly what I would expect from you. There's humor in it, there's criticism in it, there's social commentary, there's all sorts of things within it. But more than most, there is some absolutely superb guitar and instrumentation across the entire album. And I wouldn't have expected anything less. So, what inspired you to take it along the theme that you did?
Well, I kind of wanted to do something a little different here. My wife convinced me to approach this one differently, in that I've done 15 albums with the same producer. And she came to me and she said, we know what we're going to get. It's going to have a certain sound. It's going to be a certain thing. Why don't you try something different? She goes, why don't you produce it yourself? See what you come up with. So this one I produced myself and hired a great engineer and a great guy to mix it. But all the music I arranged and produced myself, and I picked all the guitar sounds and everything, and wrote just about half of the album with my wife, who's also a songwriter, an award-winning songwriter. And
You said about that the last time.
yeah, and so this one, I can say we kind of decided that my last few albums have been where I'm sort of looking inward and writing about myself. For example, Ride was about my childhood and some of the not so nice things I went through. Ordinary Madness was sort of about whatever mental problems I came out of my childhood with. And Broken was obviously about that those mental problems caused me to become a drug addict and an alcoholic. They were three autobiographical albums right in a row. And this one, it was like, well, let's look outward instead of inward. Let's take a look at the world. Let's talk about it. What do we see? How do we feel about it? How does it make us feel? What's happening in the world right now? Because it's pretty dark times. And I can say that I have a dear friend who I've known since I was a kid. And I've known since even before I could play the guitar. And she has heard every single musical thing I've ever done from the first time I ever got up in front of people in New Jersey and tried to play and sing. She's heard it all. And I sent her the album, and she came over and she said, well, this album's kind of dark. And I said, but look around the world. We're in some dark times now. And it's hard if you really take a good look around, it's hard to write about sunshine and daisies right now and tiptoeing through the flowers. We wanted to take a reflection of what's happening because it's some scary times.
It's funny you should say that because I had a chat with Steve Howe the other day and he said similar sort of things, that the world has been a dark place. It got a bit better and now it's getting darker again.
Yes.
So, okay. So which track do you think represents the main feel of the album?
I think there's two. I think Sign of the Times has a lot to say. And the lyrics of that were written by Marie. I just put it to music. She handed me some lyrics and I looked at it and went, yeah, I can do something with this. I would say after that, maybe No Strings Attached. They can get the record and hear the lyrics of that tune. That's about prejudice and bigotry and hatred. And it's pretty heavy. That one.
There's a lot of that
And
going
then
on.
there's Struggle to Believe, which is really about, it's the realization that a lot of the things they taught me as a kid have sort of turned out to be fallacies. I don't know if I'm able to say bull pucky on the air here, but
You can say what you like.
okay, a lot of the things they taught me when I was a kid have turned out to be just complete bullshit. And all you need to do is take a look around and take it in and try and examine it without prejudice and without any tribal right or left feelings. But and then you see that a lot of the stuff I learned in the late 50s and 60s ain't it. So I would say those three tracks: The Struggle to Believe, No Strings Attached, and Sign of the Times. Now, there are some sort of lighter fare. There's High Tech Woman, which is, as one guy said to me, you've got a bit of levity in the middle of the apocalypse, and,
It
and
actually
then
made me smile.
there's the acoustic blues number, which I really sort
Yeah.
of did as a tribute to Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. It's just an acoustic blues song, and I play acoustic. I sing it, and I play harmonica on it. And then there's Mona Lisa's Smile, which to me is one of my sort of, I think, more beautiful ballads I've ever come up with. I love ballads. I like writing ballads.
It's a lovely, lovely album across various styles. As you said, there's dark, there's light, and it's going to cause some emotion in some people, and that's the whole point of music, is to
Yes,
get
yeah,
that, is to get.
yes.
So you said that you produced the album yourself. Did you put anything unusual on there instrumentally that you hadn't previously tried?
Well, on Mona Lisa Smile, I do have, it's all acoustic guitars. It's one nylon string guitar and one metal string guitar, acoustics. And the solo is done on a nylon string guitar, which I've never done on a record. And then I have a mandolin and some violins on there. So that's kind of unique for me. But other than that, it's pretty much a Walter record. It's me and my band going for it, right?
Yeah. I agree with you entirely. It really is, as I said, it's definitely Trout. There's no argument as far as that goes. As you said before we started, I see you're about to start another extensive tour across the US and Europe for approximately 50 dates, I believe, in the next few months.
Something like that, yeah. You know, here we go.
I admire your stamina and enthusiasm for it. I really do.
Well, the enthusiasm is still there. We'll see how the stamina holds up.
Are there any new locations or countries that you're visiting that you haven't been to previously?
Don't take this wrong, but I have no idea where I'm going.
They
I
tell you
just
to
know
turn
I'm
up, and that's where you go.
I, I've been touring the world since I joined Canned Heat in 1979.
Mhm.
And I get to where I don't know where I'm going. They lead me around. They hand me a guitar and tell me to play. We have in my band, don't take this wrong, but we call it the LSD effect. And that doesn't mean we're on LSD, but 2 weeks in, we'll look at each other and go, "Hey, man, what city are we in?" We go, "I don't know." "You know what state we're in?" "No." "What country are we in?" "I don't know." "What day of the week is it?" "I don't know." And so you just get to that point where you're a little bit out of touch with reality. It's the same every day. You travel to a new city, try to go into your hotel, see if you can get a nap for an hour, and then you go to a venue, and my tour manager hands me the guitar and says, "Now go play till I tell you to stop." And then do the same thing the next day.
Do you have any special surprises coming up on the tour, or does that left to the tour manager as well?
Well, no, we are going to be doing a lot of the songs off this new record.
I'm sure
And
they'll be
I
well
have two
received.
nights in Las Vegas at the Big Blues Bender, which is a big music festival. And I like to announce for those 2 nights, I'm going to have the great Will Wild playing harmonica with me. He's coming over from the UK to play at the Bender with me, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, you had him play when we were in Cardiff. I remember that. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
immense. That
He's
was
incredible.
immense.
He's the best there is. Just my own personal opinion, but I think that guy is without a doubt the best on the planet.
So, right, now you did the tour in the UK this year and you featured a lot of local artists. And the one that stand up for me was James Oliver, again from the Cardiff gig. What did you think of his performance that night? Because I thought he was so
James
full of
Oliver is
enthusiasm.
Oliver is amazing. guitar player, and he can play any style. And he's one of the hardest working young musicians I know. And I invited him to come play because I just think he's amazing. And I follow him on Facebook. And every day he puts up a video, and every day I watch him play. And he gets better and better, and he's full of energy and enthusiasm. And he's a real student of guitar playing. He'll do like a gypsy jazz thing one day, and the next day he'll do like a Muddy Waters thing. The next day he'll do a 50s rock thing, and then he'll do some kind of country thing. He can play any style. He's incredible.
Okay. So did you follow James before you were on the UK tour, or was that just something
Well,
that
yeah, I
happened?
followed him for a couple of years on Facebook. Yeah, I
Right.
found him on there. He put up a video, and I watched the video and went, "God, this guy's the real deal here."
So supporting up and coming artists, do you feel that's an important part of your role, being, don't take this the wrong way, an elder statesman of the blues
Being
rock?
the Methuselah of blues guitar, you mean?
No, I wouldn't say that, because you're not much older than me.
Okay. I think it's important that I help them out. And when I see somebody who has actual talent, I get really excited because actual talent is a rare thing. There's a lot of people out there trying to make music, and they use auto tune, and they use a lot of technical tricks and stuff. But when somebody really has a God-given gift, I get really excited because the world needs that, especially in the face of all this computerized corporate stuff that is being shoved down our throats.
Okay. The reason I mention this is because there's a local band currently on tour in the US.
Cardinal
Um,
Black. Chris Buck's one of the greatest guitar players on the planet right now.
isn't he just? Isn't he just? And Tom Hollister's vocals are as smooth as chocolate.
Yeah,
But
that's
I,
true. And Chris Buck is astounding,
yeah,
and
but
unique.
well, very much so, very much so. But like I said, I love them. I saw them on their first gig a few years ago in Cardiff Castle. They only had 4 songs to play, and I went up to Chris after and I said, "You guys are going to be huge." I
Yeah.
rest my case.
Yep, I know.
So you obviously support local talent. Are you doing this as part of your existing tour now?
I don't know.
You don't
I,
know.
honest to
Okay.
God, don't know what's happening on these tours, man.
You just
I
turn up,
can't.
as you said.
People will ask me to go like, "Do you have an opening act in Houston or something?" I don't know. I
Fair
do
enough.
200 cities a year, and I don't go to each gig and look up what's going on. I really let people handle all that, and I'll show up and play. But I can't sit around and get picayune with every single gig. What's the club? What's on? I don't. It's not
You
that I
don't.
don't care, but I don't care. I have
Yeah.
to not care. I can't worry about all these little details. Just take me there, point me to the stage, and I'll play, man.
You trust it to the team behind you.
I have a good team, and I'm 74, and just point me to the stage, and here I go. And the rest of the time, I'm working hard to conserve my energy, to be honest. Because I know that people, when they come to see me, they expect me and my band to play with a certain amount of energy. And if we don't hit that energy level, then they're disappointed. So when I'm on the road, and other than that 2 hours that I'm on stage, I am really trying to, I don't talk a lot. I sit in the back of the van. I go into my own space. Then that way, when I get on the stage, I can kind of explode for 2 hours.
I can see that. I mean, like I said, the show in Cardiff was immense. I have to say that it was immense. How you managed to do that just blew my mind. So I'd
That's
like to
that's called
congratulate you.
Yeah, that's called I work hard to maintain my energy level. So if there's going to be an opener somewhere, I don't know. And literally, I can say I'm going to Phoenix tomorrow. From Phoenix, I'm going to Las Vegas, and after that, I have no idea where I'm going, and I really don't care. I don't
That's
care,
that's
you know.
fair enough. That's fair enough. I think I'd be the same if I were you. Well, Walter, it's been a pleasure again talking to you. Good luck with the tour. Conserve your energy. I'm sure you'll blow everyone away as usual. And I'm sure the album is going to be a great success because I loved it.
Well,
Absolutely loved
thank you
it.
very much.
And
I appreciate it, David. I really do.
this is coming from someone who's come to you very late in life, I have to say. Basically, the last two albums, I've heard your name, but it wasn't until I saw the last album and not this one, I thought, what have I been doing all my life? My brother's a huge fan. He saw you back in 1986, I think. And I think he had the T-shirt on when we saw you in Cardiff.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
he's lucky it still fits him. Well, almost.
Well, that's great, though. I've got some good new t-shirts. Tell them we'll have some good t-shirts.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in the UK sometime soon, but have a rest after this tour.